All right, guys, so I am making a quick video today. I'm gonna jump right into it about how to overcome your fears in leaving your full-time job and transitioning into the entrepreneurship lifestyle. Now, many of you have heard that entrepreneurship is so hard, it's so risky, and what if it doesn't work out? I'm gonna kill all that right now today, and I'm gonna challenge the employees, people who are telling people that want to step out on faith. I'm gonna challenge you today. All right, so let's get into it. Now, as I make this video, I'm not bashing the 9-to-5 job. I myself have worked as an entrepreneur and an employee at the same time, but eventually I decided to go into the entrepreneur because I value my time and my freedom and my worth. And a job does not provide any of that. Unless you love what you do at a job, that doesn't apply to you. But majority of the people don't love what they do at a job. They're just working there to get a paycheck, and it's sad because they're going to work every day, 5 days for 40 hours, giving more time to a company that they're not passionate about doing that particular job. So let's jump into it. All right. So number one, fear. People are afraid to not have job stability or a monthly, bi-weekly income consistently because they feel like if they go out there, entrepreneurship is not stable, and then they might not make ends meet because they're starting off slow. How do you overcome that? Simple. When it comes to job stability, jobs are not stable as you think. We saw that during COVID. A lot of businesses closed down. A lot of people didn't have jobs, so they had to get creative in how to make income and ends meet. I know truck drivers, for example, who've been working at trucking companies for decades, and when COVID hit, they decided, hey, I'm gonna get my own trucking company. I have the skills and I know what it takes to be a driver. Now I just need to learn the management part. And they did. During COVID, they were able to get some certifications, or they just researched how to be a manager, and eventually they mastered it enough to be able to start their own trucking business, and it took off. They made more money running a trucking business as opposed to working for one. So it can happen, especially if you're passionate about making it happen. You can only go get good results from there. And as far as a stable income, that's all up to how you see stable income. In my humble opinion, if a company has you in a pay grade, I don't care how stable they pay you, you'll never make the max dollars that you're worth. A company will not pay you what you're worth as long as you're in a pay grade. So even if you're getting paid good in your eyes of what is good, you got to ask yourself, is this the max that I'm worth? Are they paying me what I'm worth? Especially when you look at the national average of what your position entails and how they're getting paid across the globe. And then you can really get a reality check and find out you're underpaid. So like I said, guys, you don't want to sell yourself short when you can pay yourself more. And here's the funny thing. Let's look at the flip side. What if you do struggle as an entrepreneur, but you can still make ends meet? Would you rather struggle as an entrepreneur doing something you love as a hobby that pays you? Or would you rather struggle as an employee doing something you dread and hate, working for somebody else on their time, giving them more of your time than you do as an entrepreneur? You have to weigh it, and it's all about how you see it. I look at the big picture. The reality is, guys, you don't have to have the fear of having stable income because jobs are not stable, as I mentioned. Not all jobs, a lot of them aren't. And as far as monthly income, I make more in one commission check than I did 3 months from my job of pay. So when I saw that, I'm like, man, I might as well try to do this full time because I'm making more on the side. And one quick thing I'm gonna say before I end this video, I think my phone's about to die, unfortunately. But one thing I'm gonna say is, at a job, at a company, when you have holidays and you're like, hey, I want to be able to take off, you have to build up accrued leave. You have to ask for somebody, can you take off to go to this field trip that your kid been planning? And all of a sudden the company's like, hey, well, we don't have enough staff, so you got to come in today. Hey, that is crazy. You can't even spend time with your kid. Now, if you're just getting a job in this year one, I get it. You might have to sacrifice some of those to be able to get out of the probation period and earn your dues. But when you've been with a company for 7+ years and you're still dealing with having to ask somebody for time off and worried about, can you get this off and get approved? I think that's crazy. You've earned your time. You should be able to take off whenever you want as long as you have time in the books and you're doing your job. But companies don't see that. A lot of them, you have to request time off. So when you're an entrepreneur, how do you overcome that fear? Simple. You're not going to reject yourself on the time off. A lot of people are going to say, well, as an entrepreneur, you got to work like 70 hours a week. Those are people hearing from other entrepreneurs or being misinformed that don't know how to work smart and not hard. Okay, you got to work hard as an entrepreneur, but you got to work smart first. And what I'm saying is, if you work smart and you have, your schedule, you understand how to prioritize your schedule, how to make ends meet once you get a formula going. You think every entrepreneur works 70 hours a week? No, they do not. There's a lot of entrepreneurs who work way less than employees ever work. Like, I know some entrepreneurs in my field in real estate that work like 20 hours a week because they've taken their real estate career from helping people buy or sell homes to investing in homes. Now the investment brings them income. They don't have to work anymore to get a commission. And they did this in less than 5 years. So I'm saying it can be done. You just got to step on the faith. I'm going to leave you guys with this. If you want change, you have to change. Otherwise, it's simple. If you work for a company and there's nothing the matter with it, I did it. I was an employee for a longer time than I was an entrepreneur. I just became an entrepreneur 2.5 years ago. But I decided to make the leap of faith, and I will never look back. And I feel so much more free now. This is not a gimmick. This is real talk. Here's the deal, guys, and I'm going to leave you with this. Either you work for yourself and have that freedom, right? Or you work for a company and you be at their discretion. And then you're going to give them 30 years of your life and 40 hours minimum of your time, 5 days a week, to make ends meet. So it's all up to you. I'm not telling you one is better than the other. I'm just saying if you value freedom, you're going to have a hard time getting that type of freedom with your flexible schedule and having no cap on your income and being able to build up your own brand than you would working at a job for somebody else, which you're at the discretion of. Okay? So I hope this video helps you overcome your fear. Step out on faith. It's never too late. You know, it don't matter if you're in your 40s. It's never too late to step out on faith. I don't care. But I know one thing. If you don't put the effort into doing it, you will never make it happen. That's a fact. So build up your business on the side. Make sure that you know you like what you do. Find a way to make it bring income. And once you feel like you start getting some income, you start getting some flow, go all in for it. You can always get another job, guys. I mean, they're always hiring people. I'm just being honest. But you can't always work for yourself if you never try. So go for it. Stop being afraid. Go for it. I'm not looking back. My life is a lot better. I feel way more free now. So you can do it too. I just want to encourage you. Much love, everybody.